All right, we live with this hangout. This is JT Lucid
Straight up shit, man.
coming from you, or coming from you. No homo. Coming straight from So Ill. You know, playing 2K on the side because that's how we roll.
That's so ill.
So Ill. I never knew why some street baller from around here didn't make that his nickname. So Ill. That's a double
Oh,
entendre right there.
right.
Oh, Cardinals lost. Breaking news in 14 innings. Let's go.
I can Bobby Fish that.
Let's see.
But, yeah, good Monday Raw. Pretty clutch.
Yeah, I like that Kevin Owens stuff right there. That's the good stuff.
That's the big topic of this week, for
KO,
sure.
Kevin
You know,
Steen.
me and you were talking about this, a couple of days ago. Both of us kind of been watching Raw, but we can't tell you what's going on because it's just terrible.
Yeah,
We forget it as soon as we see it. But, up until that point that Kevin Owens came in and Right,
yeah,
John. Can't really tell you what's going on. I can't remember it. Well, the Neville Bo Dallas thing was pretty cool.
yeah. I
Just
was
because,
gonna go watch that, but I forgot. I was watching up until it was 25 minutes in, and then I stopped. And then when Mike said that Kevin Owens was on, instantly I put it on. I left the room, got in my little
that,
little bedroom, and watched.
that was literally this workout moment for me, probably in some years now.
Hmm.
For WWE. That was huge. Me and my dad were just talking about that. Uh, I was like, man, wouldn't that be sick if somebody like Kevin Owens or Finn Balor came out? And he's like, yeah, Kevin Owens, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, and
Oh,
Finn Balor had been talked about, but nobody mentioned Kevin Owens because that's the last person he would have thought would come out.
yeah, I figured. Honestly, the way that I had it set up was I knew that Cena was going to beat Rusev.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
I thought maybe Finn Balor was going to debut the next night and beat him for the title, or at least debut.
Hmm.
But because I think it's in his contract that he can't stay in developmental for over 2 years. So he's coming up soon. So
Okay.
I figured I was like, all right, tonight's the night. This is when we use. But sorry, throat's a little. But man, as soon as his music hits, it was so perfect, man. It's just yeah, Kevin Owens, that would be really fucking cool.
Hmm.
And his music hits, and he starts coming out. And I knew something was kind of up as soon as they saw the NXT title. Obviously, he's not going to not wear the title, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
there's something up here. It's
yeah,
Kevin Owens champion.
yeah. I knew he wasn't about to go for the title because, I mean, it doesn't do anything for either of them to win or lose. Um, I think above all else, this was to promo NXT's whatever the hell it's called, NXT Arrival, whatever this one is called.
What is it?
Um, I'm not sure, but basically, it was
Full
a
name?
it was a nice ploy to get some more bandwagon Kevin Owens fans. Um,
For sure.
and it's hard to disagree with it because for me, it got me to the television. I'm already a subscriber, but I mean, if I had seen that and I go, oh damn, he just put Cena on his ass, maybe they're taking this guy seriously because you
Right.
don't normally see that with Cena.
Exactly. And for most people, you know, unfortunately, most people don't know Kevin Owens.
Uh huh.
And for those of us who do, though, man, oh, that was probably the greatest thing we've seen in wrestling is Kevin Owens pop-up power bombing John Cena.
That was fantastic.
And Uh,
I wish he could have packaged pile drivered him, but
oh, that would have been sick. But
he's so big. He plays that power bomb off really well, though.
oh yeah, he does. He really does. I'm completely interested in this NXT pay-per-view. Not
Yeah,
necessarily,
I'm excited.
not because of that. I just know that Owens and Zayn is on the card, and I'm sure you've heard the rumblings of Samoa Joe
Yeah, I
possibly.
mean, you've got to connect the dots there. He's set to make his debut in the next month, and you're not going to have another pay-per-view or, whatever the hell these things are called, specials, until maybe 2 months down the road. So
Right.
I think we're at least going to see an appearance. I mean, you remember Steen debuted as Kevin Owens on Arrival, so they
Mhm.
like to announce their big boys when everybody's watching, and rightfully so.
And if you remember too, and this is one of the points I wanted to bring up with Samoa Joe being introduced,
Hmm.
is before that special event or whatever, they had NXT like four corner match on Raw just
Hmm.
to get people interested, and they watch it, and then they see Owens debut. Well, now you see Owens kind of in favor um, with the thing on Raw with John Cena, and now
Yeah,
you're gonna have Joe debuting. So they're very smart. Triple H, man, props.
yeah. I mean, he knows what he's doing. We've talked about this how many times that Vince, I'm not sure does know, but Triple H knows exactly what he's doing. And if he wanted to put on a fantastic show, he could. That's not the problem. Although on the main roster, the depth is questionable at best right now because they've
Very.
absolutely destroyed many possible main eventers. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you look at NXT and you see a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're in one way it's kind of has that indie mindset that you really don't want to see them go up because you're not sure what you're going to get from them once they get there.
Yeah.
But there's also a sense of what could they do on the main roster? Can they take the place of a Barrett or somebody like that? Like, maybe are they ready? I'm sure they are, but until I see it, I'm not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of variables at play, and when you see a debut like Kevin's, it makes you hopeful that they're gonna treat him right. And then you see a debut like Sami Zayn, where they book him like every other John Cena opponent, where he gives him everything he has, but Cena just doesn't quit. And you go, okay, so they're gonna make him the lovable guy that tries hard but never gets over the mountain. With Kevin, he
Right.
came in here and he put Cena on his ass. So you think, okay, maybe they're giving him a shot.
And uh, one thing I want to bring up with NXT is like you brought up the indie mindset, and it does have that mindset because you know obviously you watch it more than I do, so you understand my pain when it comes to Ring of Honor guys. You know what I mean? You don't want to see them go because you don't know what's going to happen to them. You don't
Yeah,
know what it is. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when they were talking about bringing Neville up. And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get him a Mighty Mouse."
yeah,
Yeah,
we were worried for a while there.
yeah. So but I mean, one thing that I'm kind of worried about now with NXT is like I've kind of heard rumblings that these independent guys don't, they aren't really all interested in going to WWE. So as crazy as it sounds, but I mean, when you think about it, what does WWE have other than money to really get them? You know what I mean? Like, what does a WrestleMania moment really mean anymore? Like,
Yeah, I mean, and what does the Hall of Fame mean really to
yeah,
anybody?
exactly. So like, and the the New Japan becoming what it is, with the help of the Bullet Club and like obviously Ring of Honor is getting a lot of attention. Well, they're getting more attention than what they were when they had a lot more. So,
Oh yeah, a lot more.
and these guys, they're really happy where they're at now. Like, I saw a shoot interview with Carl Anderson from the Bullet Club, and he was perfectly fine if WWE never offered him a contract ever in the rest of his career. He said he
Mhm.
was perfect, and that's understandable because you look at the Briscoes; they were offered the same amount of money that Ring of Honor wanted to give them, and they turned down WWE to go to Ring of Honor to stay. So,
Yeah.
uh, Ring of Honor right now are salivating because with that mindset that they've instilled in all these guys, like these guys don't want to go there, so it doesn't matter the numbers. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a few guys that if WWE really wants them and they really want to throw their money at them, then
Mhm.
maybe the majority of your roster staying there. So, but I mean, like I was saying with NXT, I think you have to be careful because if you start bringing these guys in too soon, then you're replacing them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Indie guys
Um,
out there.
did you watch the Paul Heyman documentary?
Um, the TV documentary or the
The hello or excuse me, my name is Paul Heyman or whatever the hell it's called.
I wish I did, but I haven't.
Well, I was going to point out that like when they went through kind of the timeline of ECW and they were talking about how they would have all these great performers that should be doing bigger things, and Heyman was able to create this family, this mindset that it was us against the world, and that we were going to do it not for the money, not for the fame. We were going to do it because we could, because we know we're better than them and we can outperform them, and we're more exciting and we're more fun to watch. We're more entertaining. Um, and the funny thing is, he wasn't even paying most of these guys. And
Yeah.
but by the end there, they were literally just working for Heyman because they liked him and because he was such a good leader that he convinced them that it was a family. And as much as he BS'd them in some ways, I mean, he really created the best alternative that we've ever seen to a WCW or a WWE. And if it wasn't for money, they might have made it. Um,
Right.
but it just shows that sometimes you can create something so special that even if you're not getting paid at all, these guys are like 3 months behind in their pay that he was supposed to be giving them. That it didn't bother them because they were just wrestling for the love of the game, and you
And
kind of wonder what their wives were saying at the time, like, what's going on with the money situation? But I mean, yeah, when you erase that kind of funny
and
little note there, it's interesting because money, the money differential isn't what it used to be. So you got to weigh your happiness, your creativity. Maybe it's your dream to go to the WWE. Maybe it's not. I mean, there's a lot of factors nowadays that didn't exist back then.
that's true. And you know, the only difference between ECW and Ring of Honor, the biggest one, was the ECW guys that weren't getting paid, but they were still doing shows.
Mhm.
I think their mindset was like, well, this is something that I love, and I know WWE doesn't want me, because I have
Mhm.
tattoos or I have weird piercings or I'm not really that great of a wrestler, but the fans here love me. So in Ring of Honor, now you have guys that aren't getting paid. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
living. You know what I mean? Like it's surprising how much money they're actually making. Which I heard weird things where like guys like Pat Riley or something are bringing in like at least like a grand or two a week or something crazy like that,
Mhm.
which is actually really good money for wrestling. Is they don't really wrestle that much a week, so. But like these guys have all of the potential in the world to be in WWE. That's a big.
Yeah.
Just have the mindset that like this is bigger. This means more. With New Japan, I think honestly, know, with having Brock Lesnar as a former IWGP heavyweight champion, having AJ Styles as the current champion, and for the longest time in New Japan, like there weren't very many American or European wrestlers there. The Bullet Club's really the first American or European guy to get over. So, I mean, it's almost becoming like New Japan or Ring of Honor. That's the place to be. Like
Hmm.
WWE, not. So when you see NXT that are coming up that are former Ring of Honor stars, like Kevin Owens or Sami Zayn, and, Neville, when you see these guys doing what they're doing, and it's just like, well, that's weird now because you have this little engine that good mentality, but you see your former best friend doing well in WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic.
Very.
um, it would be really nice if ROH and New Japan could figure out a way to really solidify their relationship and get something going here to rival, what we're seeing with WWE. But obviously, that's two deeply entrenched traditions that are, it's not going to happen. But it's nice to think.
What I I think I was talking to Anthony about this. Maybe I can't remember what I was talking about with it, but like what I kind of wanted to see from like Global Wars and the Worlds, like maybe this year, because I think they're more than likely going to go next year. They did part this year.
Hmm.
Uh, Last year was really good, but this year is way better.
That was so good.
What I'd like to kind of see just to kind of add prestige to both uh, championships, both promotions. Is next year to be kind of run like the PWG Battle of Los Angeles kind of tournament. And the winner chooses whether they want to go after the heavyweight championship in Japan or the heavyweight championship in Ring of Honor.
Oh,
Because
cool.
yeah, because I mean, like the whole reason that the Cedric Alexander versus Okada match was so big, because if Cedric Alexander beats Okada in that match, like that instantly puts him in the line to go against AJ Styles for the world title, because that's just how it works. So
Awesome.
you know what I mean? Like if you have these guys in this tournament, you know what I mean? Night one, night two, it adds to buy rate because you're gonna see, put some crazy matches in night one. You know what I mean? The first round of the tournament, put some crazy matches in there. And then when night comes around, you have people who saw what happened before, word of mouth spreads, and more people are interested in night two. I mean, it just kind of makes sense. And
Hmm.
if you add that prestige level for the winner gets to choose the title they go after, it makes it worth watching for sure.
I agree. Um, so maybe my favorite topic of the night was Lana. Okay,
Oh,
Lana was
yes,
looking
yes.
good.
Oh, always,
Okay,
always.
so I told you I stopped watching until the Steen thing or the Owens thing. Uh,
Mhm,
so did you see the Rusev and Lana segment?
mhm.
Okay. Can you explain that more to me? Because I know the basis of he said I'm done with you. Uh,
So basically,
but what was going on?
he came out by himself
Hmm.
and talking about like how he never said I quit. Like he said one of the lines like, "I know your stupid American language. You know how to say I quit." Like he didn't say it. Whatever. Going on, and then he tells John Cena, he's like, "John Cena, come out here," and then Lana just walks out.
Hmm.
She comes in and I thought that they were gonna have like a kind of like a love thing going on.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm trying to protect you, because I care about you. and John Cena would have you in a pretzel. When, John Cena can't even pretzel a pretzel, dude. So they had this little segment, and he tells her to get out and go away. You're no longer, I'm my own man kind of thing. Like I can do this by myself.
Okay.
I mean, you basically got the gist of it from wherever you heard about it. Like
Yeah.
it
Um.
was kind of entertaining, but at the same time, like it's not because to me, Rusev, he has potential. You just have to put him right. Like I almost wish would have put him in a tag team like Cesaro or Kid, one of those two.
Dude, how many matches has he had with Cena now? 5 or
Three,
4?
something like that. I don't even know. Too many.
Well, he won the very first one when Cena passed out. So I think it was 5. But okay, irrelevant. Cena, out of 4 or 5 matches, he has not pinned Cena once. How how does this happen? Who is booking this? Cena doesn't even. He isn't normally this dominant. He gets a tough luck loss or two. Oh wait, no, he doesn't. Actually, he did that to Bray too. It's just less matches. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is. It's Cena. I mean, are you kidding me? 4 or 5 matches, he can't get one pin.
It
That's
is.
ridiculous. You have single-handedly buried his potential for the rest of his career. How can you be happy? I he like elevated him. That's what people are gonna say because he put him over. He had a feud with him. He validated him. Like no, he made him look weak. The Bulls going against the Cavs and getting swept in 4 games doesn't validate them. Makes us look like trash.
Yes, exactly. Great point. And like people have been saying the same thing about Bray Wyatt. Oh, John Cena elevated him because of their match at WrestleMania. No, he fucking didn't. Look at what Bray Wyatt's doing right now.
Hmm.
He's let's be like he got a win over Dean Ambrose, and now Dean Ambrose is the number one contender. What?
Yeah, and it was a cheap win, of course, because every win on Raw is always a cheap win.
He beat Ryback, and Ryback's in the Elimination Chamber match for the Intercontinental title.
Fucking Ryback injured himself doing a frog splash. Okay, this isn't exactly Eddie Guerrero.
I mean, are you kidding me? Like all of these wins that Bray Wyatt gets when he does get wins,
They don't mean anything.
they don't mean shit. Like he beat Daniel Bryan at Royal Rumble, and yes, the fans needed Daniel Bryan in there, but the fact is he beat Daniel Bryan and he never got a title shot. He never did anything after that.
No, it
He
was all
just
to be fed to the Undertaker,
yeah. So like
which he carried the entire feud and actually made it interesting without one Undertaker appearance the whole time. Instead of looking at that going, holy crap, how talented is this guy? They go, all right, Ryback, get in the ring. Like, what?
exactly. And like I said, he beat Ryback last night, and now Ryback's in the Elimination Chamber for the title.
Yeah, and he beat Ryback with a heel tactic, but it was still cheap.
Yeah.
Fucking exposed turnbuckle, yeah. Which I haven't seen in a while, so at least it's something different.
Ambrose becomes number one contender. I mean, it's just like I'm cool with Dean Ambrose because
Yeah, I mean, at least it makes sense because he basically held Seth hostage, but I mean, it's such a reused storyline at this point. It's happened like 3 times.
yeah, but I mean, at least we know Dean and Seth can go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm very happy with that.
So, but I mean, it's just so weird. Like Undertaker at that match, like what is that really doing for the Undertaker?
I think it was basically a get me over because he wants this year to be his last, and he wanted to make sure that he could still wrestle.
But I
So
mean, when does the guy have his last
why
match?
does Bray? Yeah, I
You know,
don't know.
so it's just it's almost like the Undertaker's becoming a Cena in his own right. Because
Well, yeah, he does a Cena once a year.
that that win does nothing for the Undertaker.
No, it doesn't.
So much more for Bray Wyatt than it could have ever done for Undertaker. So like,
And it never really should have happened because as cool as it was just to see the two, I mean, that's not the Undertaker we know. So
right,
um, it
it's
should have he should have taken a 1 year hiatus and finished it off with some old guy to because beating an old guy is not going to do anything bad to him. But when you beat a young guy, you're taking away a lot of momentum.
an old guy being Sting, right?
Sure. Well, dude, Sting's got to be going. Man, why didn't I think about this a little harder when I uh, agreed
Exactly.
to sign? Because now I've got a loss to Triple H under my belt, and if I'm wrestling next year, it's probably a loss to the Undertaker. Now
Exactly.
he'll probably beat Triple H at SummerSlam or something, but I mean, is that worth it? And he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. He's getting a lot more money. I get that, but it's not like the dude was poor.
Right. Right. So WWE, man, it's just so weird. Like they're just their thought process. Like, oh,
It's backwards.
it is. It is so backward. It's crazy. Like, oh, you have a match against us. That'll put you over. That'll put you over. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Like they did this back in the day, but I mean, it wasn't for the intention of, you know what I mean? Like they just find little jobbers. It wasn't guys that, you know,
Hmm.
sure when indie wrestling get in the ring with Kurt Angle on SmackDown back in the day, they're probably like, holy shit. But wrestling obviously wasn't what it was then, what you know, as it is now. So,
Hmm.
um, like they used to do this, but it was just meeting with people, like people that were just little independent shows. They're doing it now with guys that have meaning, guys that can do something.
You know what's funny is this is supposed to be about Lana, and somehow Cena took over the whole freaking conversation. How does it always happen? God,
Because
he does it when he's not even here.
it irritates us so much that it's impossible not to talk about it.
He's polarizing. People love him or people hate him, but you've got an opinion of him. Fuck. But okay, Lana. Okay, there is something to this. Um, so Lana came out, and her and Dolph screwed on the. I mean, kissed on the mat, on the ring, and what is to come from this, we don't know. Rusev obviously came out and said, no, no, you're coming with me. Get away from him. And then Dolph beat up Rusev. I don't know if that's a feud now or what. Maybe that's a way of putting Rusev into the Intercontinental hunt.
I was going for. The weird thing is, Sheamus is like, I thought Sheamus was supposed to be the main heel. So
Yeah,
like, for him to win the Intercontinental title, so like, why are Rusev and it almost seems like one of either Rusev or Ziggler can win the Intercontinental belt now because there's a feud there. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, who is
But I mean,
who are
maybe
the main event heels though? Rollins and Bray, and Bray just faced, you know, Ryback.
yeah.
So, do they have a main event heel other than Seth?
Other than that, no.
So,
Well,
I
you
mean, you
can
gotta. What's that?
you can say Sheamus, but I mean it's far fetched
Well,
because
that's my thing here is that I think as much as they haven't the last while, last few years, I think the IC belt is now more of a priority to them. So, being the IC champ would mean something to Triple H because there's only one heavyweight belt now. So the IC belt is, the other gold. That's not something like an. I think it's much higher than the U.S. belt at this point. Um,
So,
be- because
well,
Daniel held it, and Barrett did his thing. He was looking better.
there, I almost think like the United States title needs to like just not exist anymore because
Yeah, I don't like it.
they're trying to make it seem relevant by putting it on Cena and having him do these stupid open challenges every night to make him look. You know what I mean?
It's just, dude, it's so dumb because they keep advertising a Cena versus Rusev match at a pay-per-view, but Cena continues to have these title matches like he could possibly lose. Oh my God, that's so stupid. And it's not like you're gonna change the frickin' poster once you've made it. Nobody's that dumb.
That's just like well, in Ring of Honor right now. They're doing something similar, but I mean, with Ring of Honor, you know you're gonna get a really good match out of it. Something's gonna happen to increase the storyline. With this, it's just like, oh, John Cena versus some NXT guy who's debuting, and he puts him over by
No, he elevates them and then
then
drops them. That's my favorite line.
yeah, he elevates him and then just lets him go.
It's just like a villain in a movie, and he's got the girl tied up or something. They're like, "Let her go," and he's like, "Poor choice of words." Then drops him.
The Joker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that. But like in Ring of Honor this week, we have Jay Lethal versus Kyle O'Reilly for the TV title, but Jay Lethal's already been booked as the TV title holder against Jay Briscoe.
Yeah.
But and that's not let's not get it twisted. It's not technically the wrestler's fault or the company's fault. Well, it is the company's fault, but when you get Ring of Honor like these, the TV show is taped probably 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to do it on live TV like they're doing, is just fucking
It's
stupid.
stupid.
You know what I mean? Like
It's so bad.
the poster is literally just him holding the championship in front of Rusev's face, but he's doing open challenges for that same title the whole week. Like he's gonna
Yeah.
lose that.
It's not like it's the Master Lock Challenge where you can't plan ahead or um. There's been a lot of challenges that over the years that they keep going back to, but none of them were as stupid as this one. It's just irrelevant guys keep botching or not botching, getting squashed by Cena, or a guy that has a bright future takes the pin from him after a long Cena match.
Yep.
It's annoying because you know exactly what's about to happen. We all said it. Sami Zayn ain't winning this match.
Yeah.
And then oh God, and then he's got Cena putting Sammy over on the next episode. Like, you don't need that.
And
Although
they
you can
tried.
tell they're just prepping Sammy up for being a kid favorite.
They fucking brought in Bret Hart for some name. Like I
Yeah,
get it. Quebec, Canada. They're both from there. Cool. Your team.
yeah, he doesn't need any more of a push after that.
Wait, wait until he's won a championship. Let Bret Hart come out and congratulate him. You know what I mean? Don't.
Sure.
It just makes us. It confuses us. You know what I mean? It's stupid. Um, and another little cool thought that I thought that just came into my head when we were talking about Spinner's Open Challenge. The thought being that he continues to hold this United States title. Kevin Owens, maybe let's say he beats the Elimination Chamber.
Hmm.
Him for a little while. For those of us who watch NXT, maybe he drops the title to Finn Balor. Uh, maybe Sami Zayn. I don't know. I think Sami Zayn drops it. Then he comes back. Beats Cena again on the Open Challenge, and then just trash and respect the European title because they've been talking about this for years now.
Hmm.
Bringing back the European title. They talked about it most when Cesaro was the champion. I mean, it just
They mentioned it with Rusev as well.
yeah, and it makes sense because both the only people you can really think of the Hart Foundation, those Canadian people. So it just makes sense for Owens to be the guy to bring in the European title, and that's kind of cool fact.
Hmm.
Of Kevin Owens, you think of him as a heel that gets a lot of cheers because of what he says and does. It's heel, it's a bad guy, but people love it. They eat it up. So like him trashing the U.S. belt, you know, for Colorado, but bring back the European title, that's not that bad of a move. Thing to do, but we're still gonna cheer.
Yeah.
We're still crazy over it. I don't know, it's just something I like to see.
So after tonight,
Mm-hmm.
where does Lana go? Um, I mean,
That,
is she gonna be the prize between Dolph and Rusev, or are they gonna be in the Elimination Chamber and then she's caught in the middle? I mean, does she come out with her Russian accent every week still? She's with Dolph. I mean, what's going
what
on there?
what I don't get is like seeing Lana, like seeing Rusev without Lana now, like it's a dead giveaway that Rusev just get thrown in the trash.
Yeah, he's like an Ascension member.
Yeah, but so like fighting with Ziggler now, with Sheamus saying what he's saying about Ziggler, how he's going to do what he did to Daniel Bryan to Ziggler, but now Rusev somehow caught into this thing too. Now you have the Intercontinental title belt in the same picture.
Hmm.
There's going on. What I think we need to do is, this is going to be a little crazy to go back on everything I've said for the 7 months. They almost need to abandon Sheamus because I would much rather see Neville in the Intercontinental title picture than I would Sheamus with Sev, Ziggler, and Lana somehow tied into that same thing.
Hmm.
Because it's going in that direction at first. Like, if you go back and watch this Raw from the beginning to the end, it starts off with Sheamus and Ziggler being the big rivalry. And then in the middle of Monday Raw, it turns into now Ziggler and Rusev is the main rivalry, not the other way around. But yet all three guys are fighting for the Intercontinental title. The only face that I can think of that's in there still is like Ryback and R-Truth, which none of those guys made sense to go up against Sheamus if he wins the title.
Our truth.
Yeah, it's a weird, it's really weird. That whole mid card is just, it's hard to get a grasp on like what's actually going on, and
Yeah,
if
they
it
change it night to night, it seems.
and like even if it matters, you know what I mean? I think I think Neville and Barrett are obviously work very good together.
Hmm.
We've seen Neville and Bo Dallas actually do pretty decent. That's a cool storyline because he fought for the NXT title.
Before it was even prestigious.
NXT is getting this humongous push. They're talking about Seth Rollins, the WWE World Heavyweight Champion and the first NXT champion. Kevin Owens coming on Raw. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
a lot of potential.
all signs kind of pointing to Neville now. I think Neville's got to be the guy that holds the Intercontinental title. Barrett's holding it and he's challenging for it. You know what I mean? So I think like I said, man, it's just so hard to get a grasp on the card now that I think you gotta go with it.
I mean, one of the positives about what they've been doing is that they're not letting Neville lose uh, clean. So
Yeah,
he's winning the smaller matches and losing when it truly matters. But I mean, or actually he won but didn't win the title. But it's as good as a loss. Um, so they're protecting him. They're protecting Owens. And in their own twisted way, they protected Zayn in that Cena loss. Um, I mean, to us, they didn't, but and he fucking injured himself. Um,
I
so what's that?
still don't. What is the extent of the injury? I still don't know. Is it
Uh,
for a
I
while or is
I'm guessing it's a little bit worse than they want to admit, but I
he?
don't think it'll have any. I don't think it'll stop him from wrestling at all.
I mean, we know that he's gonna be on the same night, but I mean, I was looking at it as that's probably gonna be his last match for like a while.
I hope so because I think his whole body needs the rehab right now. He's a little tired.
He's taking a
Um, yeah, really. I mean, when you feud with the guys he's been feuding with, your body's not gonna be able to sustain. And he's been doing double duty between NXT and WWE lately. Um, and Kenta's out for like 9 months, I think, with a shoulder injury. So that sucks. But I mean, that could also mean that Balor's going to get an even bigger push to Raw. I don't think they're concerned about NXT's depth because they know people are going to watch it regardless. So they've got they got a Rhino in there and Samoa Joe's coming in and then Hua Nation. So they're all right.
Yeah, and I think it makes for an interesting return for Kenta because I think if he comes back and he stays with NXT when he comes back, I mean, how great would that be to see Kenta versus Balor for the title this time? You know what I
hmm
mean? Kenta Samoa Joe for the title, or all three of them against each other. So, and who knows? I mean, Samoa Joe could only be in NXT for a few months and either quit or go to the main roster very quickly. So,
Yeah, and I mean, remember what's in what about 8 months? What pay-per-view is in early 2016?
the Rumble.
The Rumble. So he was there this year. They certainly would like to have him back in there because the Japanese media went crazy and everybody watched it just because of that. So they want their Asian representative in there. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was his debut or re-debut on the main roster. I should say.
What's going on with what's weird to me is the Brian Kendrick and Rhino. Like, was that just
Yeah,
one night, or are they still current guys right now?
that's a good question because I hadn't even seen uh, the last NXT. I hadn't caught up with it, so when I saw that, I was interested. But I mean, it's two talents. It's a mentor and a vet, so it's guys that know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Um, they've got a quality tag team division down there. It's not as good as if the Luchas were there full time, but still pretty good. I know you like Blake and Murphy, right?
Blake and Murphy.
The little rockers dudes that beat
Uh,
the Luchas.
they were pretty
Yeah, I mean they're solid. Uh, and then I mean, people are just debuting every 2 weeks. It seems like in NXT because it's developmental, and there's about 65 guys and girls down there that about half of them you never get to see. So there's a lot of talent that we don't really even know about, which makes NXT fun to watch. And as far as like live shows, Charlotte and Sasha are basically headlining most of them, which is cool because they're definitely the most interesting rivalry in NXT because of the length and emotion that's really gone through it. I'm not even sure. Do you know what the Divas match is going to be in NXT?
So,
Yeah,
no, I haven't heard anything about it.
I would guess it's Sasha against Becky, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Becky's
Becky Lynch.
a humongous, I would say, a pretty big star now.
Wow,
That that I saw.
those
She can do some,
suplexes help.
yeah, and like she can do some work. So,
Yeah, she can.
um, and Bailey, she's like really transcending a little better now.
Bailey's like huge down there. And
Her-
you know, it's not exactly our kind of character, but she does good job with the kids. She's pretty good in the ring. She's getting more of a tough side to her character, which is nice. So she's something to look out for. Um, Becky's got star potential. Sasha is just on top of the world right now.
Girl, man,
Charlotte's a vet in the ring. I mean, she could probably uh, lead a match with any diva on the roster right now. Um, but I think in the end, Sasha's the star out of the group because she's got the combination of, you know, talent, looks, charisma, ability to go. Uh,
she is the she's the finale of the deepest division down there, I guess.
she is. The only thing he doesn't have is huge size, and I guess the only thing she doesn't have going for her is that she's not white, you know?
That's
You know how they like their white girls in WWE.
like actually do. I will never Benjamin.
Shout out to Shelton.
I will never get over Sheldon Benjamin. That's my fucking boy, man.
He
Like
was the
that.
man.
Ah, makes me so.
Dude,
But
you
I
know that,
guess
one second, I follow Carlito on Twitter, and
yeah,
his gimmick now is he's a body guy. So, like, you know how his whole character and ability in the ring was on his talent and maybe not athleticism, but like skill and quickness moving around.
mm-hmm.
Well, now his character, you know, he's ripped now compared to when he was in WWE, and
Yeah,
on Twitter he just goes around publicly shaming people, and it's like you need to. I'm embarrassed that I looked at your body. You need to work on that and become really strong because in the ring it's more about how strong you are than your talent. And he's doing a anti bodybuilder gimmick that's he's
that's great.
playing the bodybuilder, and his T-shirt uh, it says like uh, "Who needs talent when you have a body like this" or something.
It's
So it's pretty funny. And somebody posted or tweeted him a picture of when he was in WWE, and he's like, "I apologize for my lack of discipline in the ring." Hashtag body guy. Like he was like that guy is flabby and not muscle, you know, bound. It's pretty funny. But okay, you can continue with what you're saying.
Well, I mean, we go from my boy Sheldon Benjamin to your guy.
I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
Everybody, you know. I mean, that's awesome. But anyways, we're talking about people coming up from the independent scene. Glad you
Yeah.
mentioned Nation. You came from PWG, and there's a tag team. Next time I come over, we're watching this.
Okay.
There's a tag team I'm kind of psyched about. Um, They're called the Monster Mafia.
What's that?
They're called the Monster Mafia. It sounds really
Okay.
stupid. Dudes can go.
Hey, nothing's really stupid in wrestling. I
They
mean,
put on.
when you think about some of the names that we loved when we were kids, you're just like, okay, that was kind of dumb.
Oh, they look cool.
The Boogeyman. Fuck.
They really put on a fantastic match with the Young Bucks, which I mean, it's the Young Bucks, so it's not hard to do because
Yeah.
if they could carry a match by themselves, but these dudes can fucking go. So I think
Interesting.
they're at a level right now where they were on they were on the All Star Extravaganza card. But
Okay.
they were those local indie guys. They weren't like Ring of Honor guys, and they just
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So and like you were saying with like you brought up Blue Nation, like these guys that never really worked for Ring of Honor ever. These
Hmm.
guys signed up. So they can sign these guys, put them in the NXT. That's just another tag team to add, and I think they're really good. So and obviously bringing Blue Nation in, I mean they have to be looking at Brian Cage. They have to be south of Brian Cage. That's
Hmm.
white Wuhan. So like he's he would get a huge push right away, right?
Yeah. um. Yeah. It's funny. We always talk about I guess WWE has a little less money than we even take at face value, but like they still have a lot of money, and I don't know why they let tag teams slip to TNA or just out and out don't sign them. I mean, the tag team depth is so weak, and their solution is just to put two guys in a team, and it'll be all better, which has helped repair a tag team division, but it can't save it. Because I mean, let's give credit where it's due. I mean, as much as Big E, Kofi, and Xavier have not been able to do anything, uh, wow, they put on some good matches with Cesaro and Kid. I mean, Cesaro and Kid are just the gold standard for tag team wrestling right now because holy crap, they're doing some special things in the ring. And
Sure, but it's Cesaro and Kid.
they weren't doing this with the Usos. They had good matches with the Usos, but Big E and Kofi are really elevating their game, and we're getting some, four-star matches out of these two teams, which, we didn't expect that. Their 2 out of 3 falls match was a classic, and I really had no expectations going in. I expected a quality match because of these two teams, but I didn't expect to see that. I mean, it was really impressive. So as much as I wasn't looking forward to Payback, that match was a pleasure to watch.
Um, and I bring up a good point. Like they have dropped the ball in the tag team division. Remember when I first started watching Ring of Honor back in like 2013, uh, Edwards and Richards were still there, and when I heard that they were becoming free agents, I knew like, holy crap, if WWE sends these guys, wow, like they could really do some good stuff.
Hmm.
Just passed on them. I don't even think they offered them a contract, and they
Wow.
slipped. I think they slipped the TNA, and all they do is have a really great TLC match with the Dudleys and Hardys. You remember that? But and they're doing good stuff with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's TNA. I mean, I haven't seen matches with Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, but I'm sure they're good because it's Austin Aries, Bobby Roode, and
Yeah.
so you know what I mean. Like it's so, but the only way we, they're guys that should be doing just as good as they are as a tag team by themselves.
Yeah.
Like, Tyson Kidd is amazing, and it was up until he became a tag team member with Cesaro. He was in NXT doing work,
Yeah.
but getting any kind of credit for it. Cesaro, same thing. Like,
Yeah. He had a great year last year, and then they did nothing to piggyback off of that.
well, was an epic first like 3 or 4 months last year. Cesaro was like the hottest thing.
Yeah.
He was he was
He was a
white
Heyman guy, you know?
he was white hot when he won that Andre the Giant battle royal.
Yeah, it was supposed to be his big face turn.
And they just dropped the ball, and it's just terrible. That's the only way I can see them being, guys together just to make tag team. That's the only way that works. If you just throw Ryback and Curtis Axel on a tag team because they're not doing anything with them, you see what happens. Shitty ass tag team.
Hmm.
So they just need to go through and actually get some guys that are good tag team wrestlers. You know what I mean? Like, when you look at the Hardys and Edge and Christian and the Dudleys,
Yeah,
it's
sign a
really
tag team. Not
yes.
two guys. Like Jason Jordan and fucking somebody on NXT. It's just like you just see two athletes that they told, figure it out. What good is that gonna do?
Yeah, it's terrible. In the case of like Edge and Christian and the Hardys and the Dudleys, those guys have been teaming together for years.
Yeah, I mean Edge and Christian, they go back a ways, and
Oh,
obviously Jeff and Matt are brothers.
yeah. And Bubba and Diva, they've been wrestling together for a decade before they went to WWE. So
They're still wrestling together. Shit.
they're wrestling together, yeah. So it's terrible because to me, I love a good tag team match. You
Me
know,
too. I really like tag team matches.
I mean, you know this better than me, buddy. I love tag team wrestling. But, and it's just another way that works with taking just random superstars and putting them together is if you're Paul Heyman and you just got handed all this talent on the SmackDown roster back in 02 or 03, whatever that was. When you know,
Yeah, you find out strengths and weaknesses and try to match them up well.
yeah, and then those guys you put in the tag team become individual stars. Rey Mysterio, Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Benoit.
Every member of the Shield,
Yeah, every member of the Shield. So
even Roman Reigns, everybody, yes. The guy
funny how
got the guy was over as fuck when he was coming out of the Shield. I mean, he was the most over member of the Shield, and they overpushed him.
yeah. But what is really funny, when Punk came up with the concept of having a Shield,
Uh huh.
was WWE came up with the concept of the Shield, but it was originally supposed to be 4 guys. It was supposed to be hold on, Punk came up with it. It was supposed to be 3 guys. It was supposed
Mhm.
to be Ambrose, Chris Hero.
Yeah. I remember that now.
Yeah, and
I
it's
knew some part of this.
oh well, we don't want Chris Hero, but we'll take Rollins, Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Big E.
I
Big
can
E.
see why they thought it just because he's so freaking big. But yeah, that's an awkward pairing at the end there.
Imagine Big E coming out in riot gear.
It looked like some one of those like zebra pants that are super tight. Zubaz or something.
Yeah, he'd look like a black Paul Blart. But I mean, it's just it. They finally were like, well, okay, we'll skip out on Big E. But I mean, could you imagine how much bigger the Shield could have been with Chris Hero?
Yeah.
Not Roman. And once again, though, they dropped the ball. It's like they just find guys that they don't like for just a random reason, and they just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure they were probably like, oh, we got a really good idea for the Shield, but it revolves around, Rollins and Ambrose, but we can't find another guy. And Paul's like, oh, Chris Hero. Triple's like, no. And then he's thinking, Chris Hero would be great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And Roman wasn't in NXT for very long. He was in
no.
developmental for, a few years, but NXT, he hadn't really, that's what's rough is that he may never reach his full potential, or if he does, it'll take a while because he
Yeah.
didn't get a proper uh, polishing down in the minors like most guys do, and he's more talented than 90% of, you know, the Joe Schmoes that are going to come off the street, so he's learning at a rapid pace, but he didn't get the time to really hone his skills. So people have a right to say, I don't know if this guy's ready. And that's the thing is, there's no turning back at this point because you can't send Roman down to NXT. Regardless, he's still getting a big pop, whether it's negative or positive. So, I mean, it sucks that he didn't get another 6 months to a year that somebody else might have gotten, like a Bo Dallas or uh, even Neville was down there for probably longer than he needed to be, but he put in that extra time to work on his mic skills, which were awful. And now they're, up to maybe adequate. So there's lots of things Roman could have worked on down in developmental, and he wasn't given the chance to.
Yeah. Even when he was in development, he got much better.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Shield Blu-ray, which I watched like a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Rollins and Ambrose were on the thing down in developmental. Like their matches were great, and they just randomly throw Roman in there, and Roman just wins for no reason. Like just
Mm-hmm.
randomly. So like, he just he was a guy that they just for some reason felt like, oh, he's related to The Rock and he has a good body. Like, what can possibly go wrong? Without thinking, this guy actually has more potential than what we think he does. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. And The
could just
Rock,
be
they gave The Rock plenty of time, in their minor leagues that they didn't afford uh, Roman, so they
yeah.
they knew that it took time. They got a star out of The Rock because they were willing to polish it for a few years.
And like we say, Roman's actually a really fast learner. But, the stuff that he needs to learn takes so much time.
Yeah, that's only so fast you can go. I mean, the main reason he's a fast learner is because he's an incredible athlete,
Mm.
and his character right now sucks. But you look at all the faces in the company, and I'm not sure that there's a good character anywhere. Especially with Ryback being the kid friendly teddy bear right now. Sheamus is heel now. He was stale as a face. Daniel Bryan's just become a guy that laughs and smiles all the time, and he's never angry. Uh, I mean,
Oh,
Dolph is a just never-ending
to
joke.
me, Daniel Bryan's character was only bland because it was too typical. He's just
Hmm.
going against working.
Yeah, I'm just trying hard. I'm just here to collect my paycheck and put on the best show for the fans.
And
Fuck, dude, you can give anybody that gimmick.
yeah, honestly, when you think of like the last face actually,
Yeah. Ooh. Uh-oh, we'll get him back. Bring in the noise. Bring down the house. Finna get loose, y'all. Bring in the noise. Bring down the house. Alright, we're gonna try to get Spencer. It's Mr. Straight Edge himself back on. Where's he at? Where's he at? Straight Edge. Straight to the edge. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Error. Error. Technical difficulties. Error. Error. Bring in the noise. Bring down the house. Yeah, I see. What up, Swaggy D? Swaggy D. What's up, Matt Angle? I ain't even see you. Let me see here. This is a good time to shout out some Matt Angle hot takes. You know what I'm saying? We've been having Matt. We've been having some difficulties in real life getting on lately, but we'll be all right. Yeah. Let me see what's up with Matt. I'm gonna try to get him on. 1 second, Matt. I think Spencer's back. Let's see. What's up, Spencer?
What's up, man? So, did you even hear what I was saying about faces?
Yeah, you just started when you cut off. So
I'm just gonna kind of go over what I was saying
did,
first. Like,
did we miss like 5 minutes
yeah,
of stuff?
dude, I was going for a pretty good moment there too, but they're talking about like faces and how there hasn't really been a big face. You know what I mean? Like a face that's doing it the proper way, I guess. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
but last guy I could remember was Punk because although him and Daniel Bryan were similar, Punk was more like internal. You know what I mean? Um, and he wasn't like a bland character as a face. What I
Mm-hmm.
thought he would be, because dude is a monster heel. But I mean, it just goes to show you, like, and you can look at it any way you want. Like, Sheamus has all the potential to be a monster heel, but as a face, he's terrible. And you would think that by being a badass heel that you could transcend to be a good face. But that's just not the case. Look at Randy Orton. He's bland as shit when he's a face, but he's awesome as a heel. So, I mean, the only reason that he's even really popular right now as a face is Billy RKO and the vines and all that. So, Punk was the last guy I could remember that was like a really cool character as a heel, as a face, because it was like a true thing, it was a true storyline.
Yeah. Um, I guess the one recurring face is well, is the Under I mean, the Undertaker has been a face, but for his career, what would you call him?
Man,
I guess he's just a tweener.
yeah. I mean, the only time that you can consider him a heel
Ministry.
is like early in his career, and like the ministry, but you can't even say the ministry because the biggest thing that you remember of the ministry is them like taking Stephanie hostage
Yeah.
and supposed to be a bad guy. And it's like showing Vince's concern for his daughter. Like Vince is supposed to be a good guy and that the Undertaker's wrong for doing this, but Vince is a bad guy. You know what I mean? So like it
Hmm.
say I would say he's a face though. I wouldn't say he's a tweener. I wouldn't say he's a heel. Vince.
Yeah, I'd probably go face because I mean he was beloved for so many years,
Yeah.
uh, and you know it's hard to call that. It's like he's earned the right to be called a permanent face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did
And
you see that? Go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say like for the most part, all of his WrestleMania build-ups were against heels.
Yeah, good point. That's a
Like
great point.
even even Shawn Michaels, the last one, when he, his Elimination Chamber came down to Jericho and Taker, and then Shawn comes up and super kicks him. In that moment, people were booing. They weren't like, oh shit, Shawn Michaels is Undertaker number 2 for
Yeah.
booing Shawn Michaels for doing it. So, and as time progressed and promos were cut, and it became, what it was. Yeah, I'd say Undertaker's face. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that. Have you seen that? Paul Heyman's gonna be Stone Cold's guest, which is in one way cool, but I've heard him. He's been a guest on Stone Cold's podcast before, and it
Yeah.
was not on the network, and it was awesome. So I would be more excited if it was announced that he was going to be on his regular podcast and not the network, because you'd get more. Um, but it's also interesting because you'll get to see what they allow on the network because both of them are going to be pushing the boundaries.
Know
Um,
that. Sure.
so, and Paul Heyman's not doing anything right now, so a 2-week suspension wouldn't hurt him too much. He's got
Right.
nobody to shout out his name right now. I'm not sure what they're doing with Brock right now. So
It's so stupid. Once again, me and my dad were talking about that when I started watching Raw. He's on the signature. And like if he wasn't on the signature, I completely forgot about my favorite wrestler right now. Brock Lesnar. No.
yeah,
Like
that's a perfect place for him too. Elimination Chamber.
I know, right?
Except he doesn't want to have to wrestle in a chamber with his contract. That's probably nice and plush.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't. Shit.
Man, we need Brock.
I know. It's like I'll equate it to the Cardinals have a really deep team and they're doing okay right now. But Adam Wainwright went down a few weeks ago, and as much good pitching as they have, he was the
They can't.
captain. He was the leader. He was the guy you could count on for 200 innings and 200 strikeouts. That's Brock Lesnar, the guy you can count on for 5-star matches or 4.5 at the worst, and coming in and effing stuff up repeatedly. And they went on like a winning streak for a couple of weeks, and the last like 12 games they've been around 500. That depth is wearing thin on the Cardinals, and now you see on Raw that depth is
Raw.
wearing thin. They need a Brock Lesnar because when you have Brock out there for 35 minutes out of 3 hours, that's huge. I mean, that's almost 1/3 of your live show, not counting commercials, and that's a lot of destruction. It's a lot of we can take an Adam Rose commercial or whatever the hell they do backstage if you're going to give me Brock in that way. So he is kind of their. He's that extra life you have in Mario, because you're not sure how the Raw is going, and then you say, oh shit, yeah, we still got one more. We got Brock coming out soon. I got a reason to stay tuned. But he's not
Great,
there right now. It's not there.
great point. great analogy to bring up. I know it's probably hard being a Cubs fan
Thank
to
you,
be
sir.
honest. But another really weird point that I was thinking of the other night with Brock. The whole entire time during that WrestleMania build, like, it was like on ESPN, and they're talking about his contract. And, oh yeah, I re-signed. I'm with WWE for X amount of time.
Live on Sports Center.
He loses the belt and then gets suspended. And
That's a great. I had not even thought about that. They get a ton of mainstream news. Live on the biggest sports show in the country, he announces that he's coming back, that he loves
yeah,
the business, that it's exciting, it's something he really likes to do, and then he disappears for 3 months after, losing to a guy that if casuals tuned in, they go, why the hell is he losing to this guy?
yeah,
That's funny.
that's just what the hell, man.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, we were
that
flying high coming off of WrestleMania. That was good.
was great. But what a weird thing though. Like, oh yeah, I'm re-signing, and I love the business, and then
Yeah,
there's
I'm out.
yeah, later
No,
this is
he loves the flexibility is what he loves.
yeah, that's what he
I
really
mean,
does.
okay, that's right. He loves the business, but most of all, he loves that he can do it when he wants to do it. Like anybody should. That's what you work for your whole life to get opportunities. He's gotten, he's worked his ass off for years and he's reaping the benefits.
Man,
Certainly no slight on him.
no, and I mean it's gonna seem like we're kissing his ass or whatever, but I mean, dude, he really is.
He's the most legit dude to ever step in a ring.
Yeah, it's not like The Rock coming back, dude. Like when Brock Lesnar comes back, like shit gets real. Like
Yeah, no, The Rock, you're like, oh, we'll get a good promo. Brock is
yeah,
like,
like
oh shit, somebody's getting beat up.
with The Rock coming back, it's not like it's a bad thing. We
No,
all
it's always fun.
we all mark out. We're all in love with The Rock. We know something good's gonna happen,
Yes, Samuel! Yeah,
and
of
we're all
course.
for it as soon as his music hits. But like when Brock's music hits, like shit's about to hit
Dun,
the fan.
dun,
You know,
dun, dun, dun. Oh man,
you know
when
it's gonna
Brock,
be
when his music hits, it's just
like
something different.
girl just comes up, man. Like you're right there with them. You know what I mean? Just it's you turn into the other guy.
When you look back at it, Brock's entrance at 30 is one of the most awesome entrances in the history of WWE because you know what's about to happen, and then you can read the determination in his eyes. This dude's ready to put on a show. He knows he's about to shock the world. And at the time, you're thinking, okay, it's Brock. It's cool. He's got his little head thing on, his beanie. Uh, but then you go back and watch it. I mean, anybody who listens to this, just go back and watch. WrestleMania 30. Brock is coming out. His entrance. Just look at the dude, and you know what he's about to do. He's about to break the Undertaker's streak, and you're just looking at him like, dude, this guy's got fire in his eyes right now. He looked like he was about to go toe to toe with an offensive lineman or something. I mean, it was impressive. He was jacked too.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh my God, Brock Lesnar, WrestleMania 30.
He lost some weight, which made his muscles even more scary because sometimes putting on too much weight, your muscles get hidden. But he burned off all the fat, and all there was muscle. It was
But
incredible.
one of the other like when you talk about entrances too, like some of the other ones that I can think of like, that were just cool, just because of the moment. Like obviously, Steve Austin at 14, WrestleMania 14, uh,
Hmm.
a huge one. You know Tyson you had the Tyson thing, you had your title on the line. That was a great one.
Hmm.
Obviously I'm gonna say Punk, but you know,
In
looking
Chicago,
in Chicago for the title against Cena. Oh
or
my
even
God.
in a different way, Cena's entrance in Chicago because it was
Yeah.
so intense.
Yeah. And like when you see that sign in Chicago now, it doesn't mean anything. But when you saw that night, like it really felt like it. When it says if Punk loses, he's right. Like
Everybody thought it was legit gonna happen,
dude, like I legit felt like it was gonna happen. I was like, dude,
and it
it's,
might have.
yes, it very well could have. And like with the whole Del Rio Money in the Bank scenario, I was like, oh shit, like they're gonna find some way for the Chicago kid to not walk out of Chicago with the title. Like they knocked that out of the park, man. I'll say that. Brock, I'll say the biggest moment in WrestleMania history is Brock beating the streak.
Yeah,
I'll say.
it's arguably top three all time. Most incredible moment at WrestleMania because that's a culmination of uh,
Yeah,
22 years, really 23. It took 23 years for that moment to be as big as it was. It's like when you buy a savings bond, you know, and after that 23rd year, you finally cash it in and you get your payday. Like Undertaker's streak was a savings bond that was to be delivered to Brock Lesnar in 2015 or 2014 as a sacrifice to future generations. It was like a time capsule that you're supposed to open. I mean and it was unleashed, and horror was felt in the live crowd. News stations covered it. I mean, it was incredible. Nobody thought it was really gonna happen, and boom.
I'll never forget that. As long as I live, man, I'll never forget that. That was the
That
biggest.
was one of the coolest moments ever
When
in
I
my time watching.
when I look back at my wrestling, I only saw maybe like three or four WrestleManias live. From when I was a kid to now. Um, my first one in 17, those moments, like seeing Edge beat Jeff Hardy out the titles, or Stone Cold becoming a heel and aligning with Vince, which that's one of the biggest moments.
Yeah, that didn't
Uh,
work out.
Juan, Eddie Guerrero at WrestleMania 20, just, the realism that you felt there. I'll say that,
Benoit and Eddie celebrating at the end there.
yeah, that was amazing.
Such a cool
But
moment.
WrestleMania 30, Brock Lesnar beating the Undertaker, that to me is the biggest moment ever.
Wow.
Because, like, man, there's going to be people who have been watching since WrestleMania 1 that are like, oh, well, and rightfully so, Savage and Steamboat, that was amazing.
Yeah. Hulk's body slamming Andre obviously would be up there.
You're going to have people who say, WrestleMania 6, Hogan and Warrior,
Yeah.
or Randy Savage and Elizabeth getting back together. There's so many manias that a
Sure.
lot of people
That's
mind,
the
but
great part. Everybody's got an opinion.
everybody's got their own opinion. But to me, like, dude, maybe it's because I am a different generation. 30, that moment just sticks out so much to me because it's just, like you said, it's a culmination. Like,
Yeah.
for me and you, like every year, yeah, that's a thing. Taker, who's he beating?
Yeah, it's like a holiday, you know.
It is.
It
It
comes
is.
and goes every year, but you know it's coming back next year, and this
Yep.
year it just wasn't here.
Yep. So I mean, it'll be the biggest moment until something else happens.
Shield reuniting. maybe.
I don't know. That'd be huge, but
That'd be pretty cool. I mean, you know what's gonna happen one day. We just don't know when.
yeah, that is gonna be a humongous moment, though. That is gonna be one of the biggest moments.
I just hope they stop teasing uh, a reuniting because, like,
Yeah, I know.
you need to really separate yourself from the Shield before the shock factor comes in. Because, like, in a month, like, would you be shocked if the Shield reunited? Because I wouldn't, you know. Now, in
Yeah,
4 years, would I be shocked? Of course.
yeah, of
You know,
course.
it's another one of those things. You gotta be patient and wait and know that there will be a day where this is gonna be huge. So don't, you know, don't cash your savings bond in when it's worth 1,000 when it could be worth 10,000 in just a
Another
year or two.
with, with the Shield, it's like another thing that's gonna hold it back from being as big as it would be. Still the Shield movie would
Hmm.
really have separated themselves from Shield. Once Roman Reigns stops wearing the fucking vest to the ring and stops coming out the Shield music, then then they start separating. Then you go through that phase. Like you said, 3, 4 years, maybe more. And then finally when that music hits again, they're gonna be like, "Holy Christ! Like, it actually happened."
Yeah, it's gonna happen, and everybody's gonna go, "Oh, Roman Reigns is coming up."
Yeah, I know, right?
What? I mean, if you really know, you'd listen for the Lima Peru or whatever. Uh,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, you the ultimate would really be um, what 4 or 5 WrestleManias down the line. I
Yeah.
mean, even more would be nice, but and you see a Wyatt family Shield
Ooh,
stare down.
ooh,
You know that would
I
be so incredible.
I would love to see that again. I really would. That'd be amazing. And what will even add even more to it is if like one of them left the company or something for a while.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean it would be insane.
Because like, oh, Dean Ambrose has been with WWE in a year, and all of a sudden their music is boom.
Yeah,
There they
he steps in the ring. That'd be fucking amazing.
love him or hate him. Michael Cole, but love him or hate him, and the Shield, you know, that's one of the biggest factions, if not the biggest of all time.
I would think it would be in contention for number one.
I mean, NWO for sure. I mean, they're up there.
Sure.
Obviously DX is up there. Uh,
But I mean, you also have to look at NWO. As great as they were,
hmm
it got stale.
it,
They added too many people.
yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I mean, they added half the roster at one point. Basically everybody except for Sting was in it um, for a while there. And then, I mean, the Shield went out at their absolute highest. You know, they're Seinfeld. They'd never made a mistake. They just everybody wanted more. That's why every time everybody sees them together, they cheer so loudly because they still want it. You know, if Evolution came out right now, there'd be a pop, but then the next segment, you'd be like, all right, can we move on now? But if the Shield was out there, you could watch for 3 hours,
Yeah,
and people would forget all about not liking Roman Reigns. They'd forget all about the sellout stuff with Rollins. They would.
yeah,
We just saw it. I mean, everybody was chanting, "This is awesome!" And one more time with the power bomb. I mean, they
yeah.
were they were loud.
Eating up, man. And like just to see all three of their reactions, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
and Seth Rollins is back to
that,
leading.
that sold it, you know what I mean? Rome, pumping up, and
Yeah,
Rollins
Roman's like, lift him up! And he's doing his little Rusev, Shawn Michaels forearm blast.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they sold it perfectly for that moment, but
It was great. I mean, it was pretty cool. And then Rollins is like, yeah, all right, let's take out Randy Orton. They're like, nah. I did like how they did that. I liked the Shield thing, and I liked how they said, you know what, we're brothers, but somebody's got to win this match, so let's go in the ring and fight it out like men.
I will say this though about factions, because I don't want to go back to the Bullet Club because that's my thing. The NWO really has become bigger with time. That's as crazy as it sounds. Like, you still see people buy NWO shirts, and
Yeah.
the club, it's becoming revitalized because they're saying everything the same thing. They're doing the too sweet,
Suck it.
The suck it. They're taking that from DX, but I mean, they are like another NWO, which is funny because the NWO concept was taken from Japan. So.
Oh, of course, everything's fucking taken from Japan.
It worked itself out in a weird way. And with the Bullet Club, like you said, NWO, it got too big.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to be the downfall of the Bullet Club, because they're becoming too big. They have like almost 10, 11 guys in it now.
Wow.
Like, when you're watching Global War, it's only like other guys are just, they're not in the ring as much or whatever. They're still members. Like, Jeff Jarrett's actually a member.
Yeah.
There's a really good, pretty decent Samoan guy named Tama Tonga or something like that. He's got really all the time, which is weird because it's NWO ripoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
I mean, people want to see a movie that ends with them wanting more, not a movie that they're going, you know what, it's getting kind of late. I should probably just go to sleep.
Right. I think almost WWE needs another stable, honestly, because the Authority.
You can never have enough stables. They're so fun.
And they should have learned this back from the Attitude. Look how many stables they have.
Yeah.
The Brood, the Alliance, all that stuff, man.
And it's the easiest way to build up stars. I mean, they gotta be looking at the Shield and going, wait, 3 of like the 4 biggest stars in the company all came from the Shield? Maybe there's something to this stable thing.
Yeah.
God.
Edgy Christian, 2/3 of the Brood, and the Brood wasn't a huge faction.
Yeah, and they weren't nobodies, but they weren't, big. And the Wyatt family, you've got 2 stars there if you let them be a star.
Right. But I mean, with the Wyatt family, that kind of goes back to building up a stable. I think it has to revolve around Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, as crazy as this sounds, Adam Rose wouldn't be a bad addition to the Wyatt family.
Dude, let him be fucking Leo Kruger again.
Because of his look. Like, the little eyeliner a bad guy with no weird accent and no, like, dumb gimmick. He could be, like, one of those, random guys in the ministry.
And it's easy to do, too, because with the Wyatt family, you can freaking abduct him and turn him back into, the sinister bad guy he once was. You could have Bray going, you're done with all these games. It hasn't gotten you anywhere. Look at you. You're not facing anybody. You're not in any kind of interesting story. Not using these words, but come with me and I'll lead you back to the promised land. And then all of a sudden, Adam Rose becomes maybe he's not Leo Krug anymore, but he's this bad dude with his,
Right.
let him use his South African accent, be himself, and then he can be in a very intimidating heel. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm all for that.
I mean, with these, another thing too, like I was saying, like he could just be, one of those little random guys that they have in there. And, like I look at Stables like I look at The Big Lebowski, one of my favorite comedies of all time. The Big Lebowski is a comedy. Every single person in that movie, from the smallest role to the biggest role in the movie, it's a perfect person for that role.
Hmm.
So with these stables, you don't always have to have, 4, 5, 6 freaking
Stars.
cars in one stable. You can
Yeah.
have 2 or 3 here, and then like 3 or 4 just random guys. As long as they're perfect for that role, it makes it that much better. Like, once again, with the Bullet Club, there's only probably 4 or 5 guys in the Bullet Club that are really, really good, and there's like a bunch of random guys on the back. Um, but it's become such a big thing that they haven't even really done anything on American soil, and they're like the biggest thing. So, I mean, I'd love to see Bray Wyatt be the leader of a huge stable before this year ends.
Yeah, it needs to
Um,
be much bigger than 3. It just wasn't impactful enough. They couldn't do enough,
and maybe it's
especially with the
because
Shield running around.
of Rowan. You know what I mean? Like, we know Harper can go. Harper's a star.
Sure, treating one or treating him like one. But it's nice to see the Wyatt family, the tag team, back together. I don't know what the hell they were doing with Rowan. They lost me. They lost everybody. I just love how he's a genius that came from the backwoods that is now back to being a heel. Like he was just solving a Rubik's Cube a few months ago. Now we're
I
supposed to
know,
believe he's in a warehouse.
I know, so weird and like I don't even know, man. They completely lost.
I don't know how they ever saw face with him.
I know.
It's frickin' Snitsky, dude. Like he's not gonna do anything with being a good guy. It's not his fault.
Oh wow, Gold Star. I'm bringing it back. Gold Star.
Gold star.
Uh,
Dude, I'm fucking bombing Steph Curry threes from out of bounds right now. Boom. Come on, dish the ball. There we go. Stroke.
I mean, anything else to really bring up in WWE right now, or
I don't know. Let me check, see if Matt said anything. Boom, 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 boom.
value viewer in that angle?
Matt
It's much
Angle is
day 1 supporter,
a boss.
honorary member.
He's like, if we were an airline, he would get priority boarding.
For sure. First class seats, bro.
um, okay. Let's see. Next time for sure. Um, I don't, I don't think there are any other topics worth talking about. Who you got in Hawks, Cavs, and who you got Rockets and Warriors?
And the Blackhawks and but I think I'm like the only person that actually kind of cares about hockey. I haven't even really watched any of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yeah,
Which is,
it gets really good right now, though.
Yeah, it really does. But other than Daniel Bryan, I mean, come back.
Jeez, that's just like I'm so tired of Daniel having to come back, win a title, vacate it, come back, win a title, vacate it. I'm injured, no, I'm okay. It's like, dude, if you have some money, just let Bree take some bumps for a while, you know? Jeez.
I did get a really interesting point. Maybe you brought it up. Maybe Anthony brought it up. I can't remember. But Shawn Michaels had the same thing going on,
Hmm.
like in his career. Had to vacate the Intercontinental belt, I think, like twice. He got injured, and he was gone for like 4 years, and he came back, and the second half of his career was bigger than he was ever before that.
Oh, yeah. He might not have been the worker, but he certainly had the full package the second half.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
maybe,
mean, what's the worst part about taking some time off, you know? The guy
I
just wants to get back in there way too much.
and that's the workforce mentality because they've been treating him like a dog. Like, we'll
Yeah,
just
I mean, his mind is telling him if I leave for a year, I'm going to get my spot taken. But rumors are that they're even offering him a job behind the scenes, so I'm not sure. At this point, I don't think they're like anti Daniel Bryan anymore. I just think they keep playing into that storyline. I think he's beaten all the odds at this point that they can't throw him under the bus anymore.
like you can't
They
deny him.
know he's a commodity.
You cannot deny him anymore. So
Yeah,
what they just have to. They absolutely have to stop doing live shows. Like,
they gotta space him out. I mean, fuck, they're doing like 3 to 4 shows a week
yeah,
live.
they're not even on TV. You
And
know
then
what I
you
mean?
got Raw, and then you got whatever else that they're making them do, TV show, Make a Wish, all that stuff. It's too much. Let them live.
Right.
I mean,
We
I get that they only have to do it for 5 years and they're set for life, but that's a rough 5 years.
and I mean when you do it, when you get rid of the live program, like the live shows, your program on Raw and SmackDown becomes even better because you have the potential to put on greater matches.
And energized superstars as well.
And superstars, better thinkers, because let's face it, like all this working is wearing them down thin. You know what
Yep.
I mean? They're botching lines and promos. You know what I mean?
You know what they
So,
really need is they need a season. They've never done it, obviously, but it,
oh,
they don't have any time off throughout the whole year. That's really the problem. I mean, football
right.
players go through just as much pain, but they get, what, 5 months to recuperate.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I like that idea. 2 seasons.
I mean, shit, you could do 10 months out of the year and you'd still be doing way more than any other TV show in history.
And didn't they hint at that like last year?
Well, they said welcome to like the season opener or something, but it was just to get views.
Yeah,
The
because we attacked Chris Jericho for no reason, and
It
they
was
were
like
like,
the
"What's
new season of Raw. It's like, wait, what? What does that even mean?
his reasoning for attacking Chris Jericho?" Is it's a secret premiere. Like,
You're not hosting my show.
when has there ever been a season? Like, so the only thing is like Raw has been consistently always on Monday nights since I was born. So,
They even went on after September 11th.
which is really funny because Raw went on the very first time January 12th, 93, I think, or January 11th. And I was born 4 days after that.
Oh,
So it
wow.
literally been on since I was born. But I mean, it's just it. I would almost feel like, okay, what would they do in the downtime? Was play reruns or You know,
Um,
I think will it be on
well,
the network?
now that you have the network, there's a lot of things you could do. You could fill that in with stuff like Legends House, Tough Enough, Diva Search, all kinds of stuff.
So I mean, I guess it's not a bad thing. Like Raw season one, and then your pay per views become even bigger because each season will have like its own pay per view or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and DVD releases for the seasons.
Yeah. There's a
There's a
lot.
lot of opportunity.
Yeah. Like I guess where would they start with though? Like when you start season one after Mania.
I would think like June,
Okay.
because then, well, how are we like a month and a half removed from WrestleMania?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, yeah, I'd start in June then. Um, and then you'd have a 10-month run to WrestleMania, and then you get your 2 months off for everybody to chill.
Okay. Yeah.
Because then you don't want to break in the middle of your season, because then you're losing momentum. But if you just
Yeah.
give them a 2-month block where you can go, hey, this is your time to relax. You know, I don't want you injured. Everybody can have their surgeries if need be. You don't
Yeah.
have to keep somebody off TV because they're hurt. Yeah, it's like Aldridge during the NBA season. He tore his thumb
Oh,
muscle, and he decided to play the last month or so. But now he's getting the surgery because he has some downtime. Like, these guys don't have that luxury of, I'll take care of it later. That there is no later.
yeah. And your spot, you don't have to worry about your spot with the season because people
Yep,
who are watching season two are expecting to see so and so in season one. Yeah.
definitely.
Actually, having a seasons for Monday Night Raw would do great things. Great things. But I think if that kind of concludes all of our wrestling for.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff covered there.
Yeah, we did.
That was a solid episode. I guess we'll check out here then. We'll talk to y'all soon. This is JT Lucid,
Straight edge.
and don't let the cookie crumble unless you know how the cookie crumbles. Know what I'm saying?
Jim Carrey reference.
A bad one. A bad one. Stay classy, San Diego.